Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 99. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 18th of December 2013, beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Saga number 17, Prince Robot IV Gets Everyone Into Trouble. I mentioned the last time that Saga not only won 3 Eisner Awards and 6 Harvey Awards, but also a Hugo Award, an honor series writer Brian K. Vaughan seemed particularly pleased with. Quote, Saga was also fortunate enough to be named Best Graphic Story at the 2013 Hugo Awards, home of one of the most prestigious/phallic trophies in all of science fiction. I've been reading Hugo winners since I was a kid, so I can't tell you how much it means to me that this story in particular received its very own rocket ship. Thanks again to everyone who took the time to recognize our work, and congratulations to all of our fellow nominees whose comics, especially that Lock and Key finale, you should probably be reading right now instead of my laurel-resting drivel. Close quote. At number 2, we've got All New X-Men number 20. The fallout of X-Men Battle of the Atom continues. X-23 is back and kissing. Who is the mystery man? Now, initially, Marvel kept the identity of the person X-23 was kissing a secret when they presented this cover at New York Comic Con, so that's probably the reason for the mystery man reference in the solicit, but the cover was later revealed to show her kissing young Cyclops. Apparently, they weren't as concerned about spoiling the fate of X-23 from Laura's recent participation in Avengers Arena. In any case, Marvel.com subsequently offered more details about the issue in an expanded description that was published along with preview artwork. Quote, Marvel is pleased to present your first look at the action-packed all-new X-Men number 20 from the blockbuster creative team of Brian Michael Bendis, Brandon Peterson, and Mahmoud Asrar. There's a new student at the new Xavier School, and she's not too happy her new campus is housed inside a former Weapon X facility. X-23 wants answers, and she's not going to ask nicely. But before she gets them, she and the all-new X-Men must face down a heavily armed squad of mutant-hunting purifiers. And Laura may just find comfort in the arms of one of her new teammates, young Cyclops of the all-new X-Men. It all starts this December in all-new X-Men number 20. Close quote. At number 3, we've got Superior Spider-Man number 24, Darkest Hours Part 3 of 4, Complications, The Birth of a New Goblin, The Return of Cardiac, MJ's Greatest Fear, and the one question everyone will be asking, who is the Superior Venom? Good luck, Superior Spider-Man. You're gonna need it. Series writer Dan Slott told CBR TV's Jonah Wayland about what's going on with Superior Spider-Man.
As we've been seeing, he's starting to screw up. There's more and more screw-ups happening. He thinks he's superior, he's doing all these things, but we're starting to see things get through the cracks,
right?
Especially on the Green Goblin front.
Yeah, the Goblin stuff is really interesting because he can't track them.
He has no idea they're out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, he thinks maybe it has something to do with Hobgoblin, who in his mind has gone missing. That, you know, how is Phil Urich, this schmuck, able to, can we say that on CBR?
You can say schmuck, you can say worse.
Oh, awesome.
Like poop.
Poop! Oh my God. You're going to start seeing more and more, the Goblin stuff's going to get worse.
Yeah.
At number 4, we've got X-Men number 8, Part 2 of Mortis. Lady Deathstrike discovers the identity of a foe the X-Men thought they had beaten and will stop at nothing to track it down. Without her tech, Karima struggles to remember who she was. And introducing Monet. Series writer Brian Wood spoke about the addition of Monet. Quote, I've always liked Monet from back when I was writing Generation X. I loved her look, her wit, her power set, and her attitude, how she interacted and played off the others. It was always fun to write. She was always at the top of my list for this new iteration of X-Men, and I finally got my chance, so I'm pretty happy about that. She comes to the Jean Grey School not at all looking to join a new team, but to lay low for a bit and recover from her recent ordeals over on X-Factor. We have a scene of her arriving in number 7, to former Generation X teammate Jubilee's initial dismay, I should note, and Monet assuring Storm that she'll stay out of the way. She meets Karima Shaponder, who is in physical rehab following the events of the first arc, and they hit it off. And then events spin up, and Monet finds herself caught up in it all. So she's a somewhat reluctant addition to the group, in a way, but she's also not the type to hang back if there's work to be done. Close quote. And at number 5, we've got Young Avengers number 14, Resolution, Part 1 of 2. We gather in a nightclub and have a string of connected and overlapping stories starring our cast. It's completely an unprecedented approach to a story in comics history. There's no parallels. We refuse to accept it. Team Young Avengers are joined by an all-star cast of some people we really like. Each individual section gets one individual artist. It's a metaphor, probably. It's been one hell of a year. In 2 episodes, one before and one after the new year, the Young Avengers get resolution. You guys do as well. Series writer Kieran Gillen talked about concluding the series, quote, "In our final issues, they saved the world. That's near the end of December. Then a few days later, they have the after party on New Year's Eve. My idea is that every New Year's, the young people of the Marvel Universe get together and have a party to celebrate the fact that they're still alive. There's a lot of teen heroes in the Marvel Universe, and all of them are aware they're part of a universe with characters like Iron Man and Thor. They have their own desires and aspirations, and Young Avengers was a big song for those people and hailing them without cherry-coating it. It was like, you'll never be Iron Man one day. It doesn't matter just as long as you keep being yourself. We basically told one big story for 15 issues. By the end, there's a clear statement of many things, some of which are contradictory because I have a tendency towards irony." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Harley Quinn number 1. Harley is set to begin her new life, but she needs a job first. Enter the Coney Island Roller Derby. It's game time as Harley sets out to destroy her competition, literally. Number 7, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 700.4, continuing the special celebration of the original Spider-Man from Man of Action's Joe Casey and Tim Green. What is the Black Lodge, and how has Spider-Man been trapped there, surrounded by his deadliest foes? Then a young boy must learn he can't rely on superheroes like Spider-Man to stand up against bullies in 12 O'Clock High by Clay Chapman and Javier Rodriguez. At number 8, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 700.5. Peter Parker and Johnny Storm must stop an apocalyptic future by fighting the Fantastic Four by Brian Reed and Sean Chen. Then a young child risks his life to save Spider-Man's in the emotional What Would Spider-Man Do by Kevin Gervoy and Lee Weeks. At number 9, we've got Cataclysm Ultimate X-Men number 2 of 3. Trapped in a strange world fighting for survival. A mysterious hero from the Ultimate Universe's past returns. An X-Men cannot survive Galactus. At number 10, we've got X-O Manowar number 20. Head-to-head with Toya Harada and the Forces of Unity, X-O Manowar finally has it all, and his people finally have a land they can call home. But threats from all sides now threaten to destroy Eric and the peace he has struggled to secure. While unrest stirs and Eric's camp threatens to rebel against him, the most dangerous strike force ever assembled, Unity, have joined forces with the Harbinger Foundation's Toya Harada to achieve one goal: kill Eric of Dacia. Robert Venditti and Cary Nord ratchet up their standalone story arc at the heart of the year's biggest comic book event. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Batman and Two-Face number 26. It's double trouble as Batman investigates Harvey Dent's past to try to find him in the present. But is he ready to face the dark truth behind Two-Face's origin? Next, we have Birds of Prey number 26. The birds strike back. Canary cuts loose against Regulus. Condor cuts loose on Tiscalon. Batgirl and Strix cut loose on everybody. Will it be enough for them to escape with their lives? We've also got Forever Evil Rogues Rebellion number 3 of 6. The Rogues continue their flight from the ruthless crime syndicate who have put a bounty on their heads. But en route back to Central City, Mirror Man's powers malfunction and they land in the middle of the events of Arkham War with pretty much every Bat-villain around going after the bounty. Next, we have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 26, The Last Stand of Jason Todd. Ra's al Ghul is back and more powerful than ever. The Outlaws are being held captive and Jason Todd has lost his memories. Can things get any worse for the team? We've also got Supergirl number 26. Following the stunning conclusion of Krypton Returns, Supergirl arrives back on Earth with a new mission and a clearer understanding of her place in the universe. But a striking new individual prepares to welcome Supergirl home, Lobo. What could the mysterious new character want from Supergirl? And we've got Wonder Woman number 26. Wonder Woman's brother and sister are being held hostage by none other than Cassandra, the sadistic sibling she hasn't even met yet. And speaking of hostages, we're taking bets on how long chains can hold the firstborn. For Marvel Comics, we've got Avengers Assemble number 22. Spider-Woman and the Hulk, Team SAD, are back in black and red and yellow and purple and green. A lot of green. Speaking of green, Spider-Girl follows the footsteps of her investigative reporter dad and follows the money. The Toxic Doxy has her very own Inhuman, all that the homicidal maniac could ask for. Next, we have Daredevil number 34. Daredevil becomes New York's most dangerous man, the self-appointed prosecutor of the Sons of the Serpent, the secret clan who owns and operates the city's justice system. The odds are against DD, and that's just how he likes it. We've also got Indestructible Hulk number 17, Inhumanity Tie-In, The Humanity Bomb, Chapter 1. Humanity has placed its faith in Bruce Banner to save Earth. Who's working against Banner as the threat spreads? This time Hulk has nothing to punch. Can Banner smash? We've also got Uncanny Avengers number 15. After the numerous deaths last issue, the Avenger Unity Squad is left shattered and broken. The fate of humanity rests in the hands of Thor, but can the God of Thunder defeat the combined might of two apocalypses? At the same time, the Wasp fights for her life against the unparalleled might of the Sentry. And we've got Uncanny X-Force number 15. The Great Corruption reaches its conclusion. One of the X-Men's greatest foes is rampaging through Los Angeles in the guise of the Revenant Queen. What sacrifice will one member of Uncanny X-Force make to stop her and her army? From Dark Horse Comics, we've got the massive number 18. Longship concludes with an inland excursion that pits the ex-mercenaries of Ninth Wave against warriors seemingly from another time, culminating in a bloody battle between Captain Israel and a longtime enemy. From IDW Publishing, we've got Star Trek number 28, the climactic chapter of the Klingon-Romulan War. Kirk and the Enterprise have one last chance to prevent galaxy-wide cataclysm, but at what cost to the crew? Star Trek Into Darkness writer-producer Roberto Orci oversees this all-new story set in the aftermath of the blockbuster film. From Image Comics, we've got Revival number 16. Dana and her ex, Derek, investigate M murderer suspect Aaron, but they aren't the only ones. Meanwhile, May Tao gets closer to connecting the Cypresses to the burned bones of the Czech brothers. Out in trades this week, we've got the massive Volume 2 Subcontinental trade paperback, still adrift and on the hunt for their sister ship, the Massive, the crew of the Capitol. All that's left of Callum Israel's dwindling environmental activism group Ninth Wave are challenged at every turn as they face the mutiny, sharks, snowy isolation, and the tempting possibility of a new life on a utopian sea station. The strain of life in a crumbling world, as well as secrets about Israel's failing health, threaten to destroy a crew stretched to its limits. Collects issues number 7 through 12. Next we have Peter Panzerfaust Deluxe hardcover, a coming-of-age tale told through the eyes of a group of French orphans during World War II who are saved by a brave and daring American boy named Peter. As they travel together, they get tangled up in the French resistance and their effort against a growing German presence under the leadership of a fanatical hook-handed SS officer hell-bent on wiping them out. Collecting the first 10 issues of this Peter Pan reimagining, the deluxe hardcover contains never-before-seen illustrations by Tyler Jenkins and reveals the Peter Pan Easter eggs as written by Curtis J. Wiebe. We've also got The Wake Part 1, Number 1. The first 5 issues of the acclaimed new Vertigo series The Wake are collected in this new special. Next we have Powers Bureau Volume 1 Undercover trade paperback. The newest chapter of the Eisner Award-winning Powers is here, and it's a bold game changer. Now that all Powers cases are federal cases, Christian Walker and Dina Pilgrim are now federal agents and must learn to live by the new rules. But when they find themselves dealing with the biggest Powers cases in the entire country, will this new life close the closet full of skeletons Dina carries with her? Absolutely not. Walker and Dina are up to their necks in the most dangerous chase of their careers when they're faced with a case so dangerous it will take more than just their expertise to solve. Also, Dina is pregnant, so there's that. Get on board the creator-owned series that shows cops in capes like you've never seen them before, collecting Powers Bureau number 1 through 6. And we've got X-Factor Volume 21, The End of X-Factor trade paperback. Peter David's epic tale, nearly a decade in the telling, draws to its close. As the member of X-Factor recover from the Hell on Earth War, Wolfsbane makes a life-changing decision. Sibling rivalry erupts between Polaris and Quicksilver, and one of X-Factor's longest-held secrets is revealed, the truth about Longshot and Shatterstar. It's time to lock the doors and turn off the lights as Jamie Madrox's detective agency shuts down for good. Bid a fond farewell to Layla Miller, Strong Guy, M, Richter, and the rest. Believe it or not, it's the end of X-Factor. Collecting X-Factor number 257 to 262. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com, and we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.